So this is the Pasavant webcam body here. It's got the standard little monitor mount, so it will hook on your monitor and just sit behind it. This will sit behind the back, and this will clinch onto the front. Pretty much every webcam has this similar design. Standard tripod mount, and again, you can always mount this on a tripod and you can have it look down or up. And this one actually has a little extra hinge at the top, so you can get quite a bit of angles if you decide to use a tripod. Now you do get a light, so there's a ring light here. You push it once, you get white light. Push it again, you get a amber light, and then off. No privacy filter here, and the focus mechanism is automatic, so it's inside the camera. You adjust it with software. This is the Pasavant USB webcam, so this is just normal lighting. Pretty good picture quality overall. Doesn't look like overexposed or washed out or anything. Got all the default settings going, just disabled the focus, so it's on manual focus right now. Audio quality is good on the built-in mic. They are stereo, but I can't really tell the separation. That's the stereo separation, looks like they move together. Fill light, that's the white fill light, and then that's the amber, and that's off. If you have low lighting, it makes a lot more difference. But there's no like snow effect or artifacting or anything like that. The camera's really good picture quality. If I close the blinds, it gets a little more noisy and the FPS drop a little bit. So I can turn on the fill light, and that will help a lot if it's dark. So if you just have one light on at the room and it's night, you can go ahead and use this, and it'll look a lot better. Now, the only thing you're going to see is that if it's too dark in the room, it's going to start to get slow and choppy and maybe a little ghosty. So as long as you have good light, this camera is going to give you a really good picture quality. And the field of view is really close, so you get about 12 inches at 18. So it's really zoomed in just on one person, just for your face. So to set this up in Windows, the first thing you're going to do is go to Privacy Settings. Make sure that you go to Camera, Enable Camera, so the apps can use your camera. Go to Microphone, Enable Microphone, so that your microphone can be used by apps. And it keeps a log of all these, and you can deny certain ones. Next thing you're going to do is go to Control Panel. Open the sound if you don't see this. If it might be in category mode, you can change it. Sound. You're going to get the sound dialog box. You should get a speaker. So this one is called USB camera mic. And it's right there. I would turn it up. If this is low, you might not be able to hear it. And it is 2-channel, so it's stereo. And there's the mic. Once you've done that, you can use it in your app. I suggest using OBS to configure the settings here. So I have a video device. You can go to Add Video Capture Device. Anyways, I went and opened the camera here by double clicking it. As you can see, it's right here. USB camera is what it's called for the Pasavant camera. You can change the res and stuff. Default's going to be 1080p, 30 fps, mjpeg. I suggest leaving it there. Go ahead and click Configure Video, and usually these save. So the main one here is under Camera Control Focus. Right now it's on autofocus. So if I move it around, it's going to refocus. If you don't want it to be focusing while you're using it, I usually disable the focus. Some apps will have a manual focus, but you can focus it ahead of time in here. So you can click these little drag bars, and you can focus the camera and just leave it on the focus that you want. Go ahead and hit apply, it will save. Same with exposure. You can turn auto exposure off, and this camera will actually not go past -4 on its own, I believe, because once you start to go lower, it starts to get low FPS and it has like ghosty images, but it works really well in the dark, right? That's like very low light right there, and it's getting an amazing picture, but it's very low FPS, right? This is like 1 FPS. So the camera will slow itself down to get enough light to render an image, but it gets a good image with low light. So depending on your needs, you can fix the exposure to what you like. So still pretty good FPS down here at -4. I don't think it'll go below -4 on its own. And then you do have low light compensation, which is going to be like a gain boost, right? If I turn that off, it's going to be a lot darker. And then you've got Backlight Comp is similar, but it doesn't seem to do anything on this camera. Makes a slight difference. It's not as much as the yeah, it only goes to 0 and 1. So make sure you have backlight comp on if it's dark or you have a light behind you. Gamma is kind of like gain, but not as grainy. So if I turn the gain up, it makes it brighter, but it's just going to be really kind of foggy, and you're going to see the static. And then if you turn the gamma up, it's just going to turn the brightness of the entire image up. I think the default settings are fine. Just set this to 60 Hertz if you're in the US. And the main settings you're going to mess with are going to be focus. Turn the autofocus on or off. So there you go. If you're recording something and you don't want the picture to keep changing, so like right here it's really dark. If I want to film something, I might go ahead and turn auto exposure off, and I might crank this down, right? So I get a really good picture of what I'm doing. Just play with it.